Everyone discusses loneliness, but there's one aspect that rarely gets mentioned. What if having very few friends, or none at all, isn't a sign of being weak, but actually points to a unique kind of strength? This might sound unusual. We're often taught that a large group of friends equals success, and that being alone suggests something is off. However, consider this perspective. Often, the most self-aware, stable, and emotionally intelligent individuals you encounter are the ones with the tightest, smallest circles. If you've ever questioned why big groups don't feel right, why connections sometimes fade, or why you find quiet more comforting than idle chatter, pay close attention. You might not be flawed. You might simply possess qualities that are less common, traits that many others find challenging to be around. Here are 5 uncommon signs you likely display if you have few or no friends. First, you understand people almost instantly. While others might need months or years to truly know someone, you grasp their essence in minutes. You sense hidden motives, you pick up on shifts in their energy, and you hear what's truly meant behind the words spoken, the subtle expressions, the inconsistencies. Here's the reality. People who can see through others so clearly are rarely welcomed into the inner circle. It's not because you're unlikable, but because you're difficult to influence or control. Many modern friendships are formed out of convenience, ego, or a mutual need for approval. You, however, seek something genuine and authentic. That desire alone immediately filters out the vast majority of people. Second, you have no patience for unnecessary drama. Many claim to dislike chaos, yet they perpetuate it, engage with it, and exist within it. You do not. You don't have the energy for gossip, for passive-aggressive comments, for on-again, off-again relationships, or for attention-seeking acts. You value tranquility, and true peace comes at a cost. The moment someone introduces turmoil into your life, you quietly create distance. There's no argument, no big declaration, just space. This naturally makes your social circle smaller, but it also makes it far more genuine. Third, you prefer meaningful depth over widespread popularity. You would choose one authentic conversation over 10 hours of forced laughter. You aren't concerned with being seen everywhere. You don't need to be part of every single plan. You don't push yourself into groups just to avoid quiet. In fact, silence doesn't intimidate you at all. While many feel uneasy being alone with their own thoughts, you've come to appreciate your own company. You reflect deeply, you experience emotions fully. You crave profound connections, and depth is a rare commodity. Consequently, deep individuals naturally draw fewer, but significantly higher quality relationships. Fourth, you focus on your purpose more than on social status. You have ambitions, you have projects, you have skills you want to develop, and things you want to change. Here's something interesting to note. When you begin concentrating on your own growth, your social circle often gets smaller. Not everyone is at ease around someone who is actively improving. Some feel threatened. Some feel they're being left behind. Others simply don't comprehend your motivation. While some spend every weekend socializing, you are focused on building your future. There's an unspoken truth here. People with a strong sense of purpose frequently walk their path alone, especially at the start. Fifth, you don't pursue people. You don't plead for attention. You don't force friendships to happen. You don't try to impress others. If someone chooses to stay in your life, that's wonderful. If they choose to leave, you let them go. You've learned that your inner peace is too valuable to sacrifice for someone who doesn't truly value you. Most people don't know how to interact with someone who isn't desperate for their approval, someone who doesn't need constant validation to feel complete. But you've cultivated the resilience of someone who has moved beyond the constant need for companionship. That makes you uncommon, exceptionally so. So here is a truth you may not have been told. Having few or no friends doesn't automatically mean you are difficult to like. Sometimes it means you are too authentic in a world that often prefers masks, too truthful in a world that often chooses comfort over honesty, too self-aware in a world that avoids introspection, too emotionally mature in a world built on superficial interactions. You are not hard to love. You simply refuse to accept shallow connections. People with high standards often walk alone until they find those who can match their depth. So the next time you wonder why your circle is small, remember this. Some people are surrounded by friends, others are surrounded by noise, but you are surrounded by clarity. And clarity has a way of attracting the right people at precisely the right moment. Until that time comes, hold onto your peace, maintain your standards, and continue being that rare individual. If this perspective resonated with you, consider showing your support by subscribing to the channel, giving this video a like, and sharing it with someone who might need to hear this message today.